We know that low self-esteem is a key factor in teen mental health and can lead to anxiety, self-harm, and even suicide. But in the era of selfies, profiles, and self-promotion, we're asking, is it still an issue for today's teenagers? The My Strength Youth Wellbeing Report showed that when it came to their self-esteem and confidence, more than a third of students felt lowly about themselves, with 42% of females saying that low self-esteem was a factor in their lives and 24% for the guys. A high percentage of girls also reported worry about the way they look, while being less of a worry for the guys. Low self-esteem does not just affect those on the extremes. We're discovering that so many teenagers, from the highest of achievers to those who are underprivileged, go through periods of self-doubt as they continue on the identity search. During the adolescent years, teenagers are going through the process of individuation, asking the big identity questions of, who am I? Do I like myself? Am I acceptable? Do I belong? Those who are able to develop a healthy sense of self tend to make better choices and do so out of their personal convictions and goals, rather than trying to please or impress others in an effort to be more accepted or validated. They are also better to focus on their learning and growth. When teenagers struggle to find their self-worth or get trapped in comparison, they can feel inadequate and discontent, often leading to anxiety, depression, self-defeated thinking, or an unhealthy pursuit of validation. Low self-worth can have tragic consequences, with as many as 12% admitting suicidal thoughts. Many parents and educators are surprised when certain teenagers report low self-esteem, as they can portray confidence through their selfies and online profile. But what they display on the surface is not the full picture, and many will mask some deeper insecurities. Experts believe that the dramatic rise in anxiety, particularly around self-esteem, is directly linked to the introduction of social media and its availability on personal devices. In the 2020 docu-movie, The Social Dilemma, it points out that while for decades rates of self-harm and teen suicide were relatively stable, from 2010 onwards, when social media was introduced to teen culture, there has been a dramatic rise in the reported self-harm, particularly among 11 to 14-year-old girls. Many put this down to the comparisons in the immediate feedback cycle that gives skewed measure of popularity, acceptance, and affirmation. The question for so many parents and educators is, how do we help teenagers build a healthy sense of self? How do we help them learn to love themselves, to appreciate their own uniqueness, and to discover the gift that they are to the world and the people around them? This question has been the central driver for the creating of our My Strengths work, with the belief that every single person is beautiful and amazing in their own skin, that every one of them has strengths and qualities that should be celebrated. To find out more, head to mystrengths.com.au.